Ravens win. Most importantly, Ravens won the division, not just the game. So Lamar Jackson coming back from starting the season 0-2. Steelers at one point in time were 10-3, and the Ravens inevitably win the division. Chase, did Lamar do enough over the course of the weekend to win MVP?
Absolutely. Yeah, he absolutely did enough for the MVP. You know, I've been...
So you found the key.
Here's what I'm saying. Okay. I've been saying this entire time, like, I really think Josh has run away with MVP just for a multitude of reasons. We're not getting into that right now. But I had an epiphany, and I was thinking, I was like, man, I was just reminiscing on the season. I know you posted that you were watching film of Lamar because you have a vote, all this stuff. And it just really hit me, like, the dude has 45 total touchdowns and 4 interceptions. And I'm up here saying, and most people are saying, oh, it's Josh this, it's Josh that. You can tell the odds have gotten a lot closer. But when you really think about what Lamar has done, it's been remarkable. I mean, it really has. And I don't think with me saying that, oh, I think, you know, Josh Allen's punt the key, I don't think it's disrespectful to Lamar. I just think what Josh has done up to that point has been incredible as well, with a much lesser cast of characters. But when you just see Lamar, and what's crazy about it is that Lamar's been in the national window 3 straight weeks. He got the standalone game on Christmas, this game as well. And so I wonder how it sways MVP voters that they've seen Lamar on national television 3 straight weeks. Josh obviously played 1 snap last week and then went out. The last time we really saw Josh be like crazy Josh is the Detroit Lions game, where they beat him. I still go back to Josh Allen beating Jared Goff and beating Patrick Mahomes. But when you look at Lamar, I am trying to search under the Herd's desk and try to find the keys that I punted up there. And it's just one of those things where it's like, man, this dude is having a magical season. And it's going to be crazy if the odds stay the same and Allen wins the MVP, that we're up here saying it's no longer MB3 when he has 45 total touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Guys, it's going to be a tough race to call.
Yeah, it very much so is. James, where you at? Did Lamar lock it up?
First off, Lamar did enough before this game, in my humble opinion. Y'all know I've been up here battling for Lamar, and it is no wrong answer. Josh is a hell of a football player. Lamar is a hell of a football player. I'm not going to be mad whoever wins it, but when you look at Lamar Jackson's season, man, 45 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. That has never been done in the history of the National Football League. 4,000+ passing yards, 900 rushing yards in one season. That has never been done. Mr. Acho, could you vote? Look at me.
Mr. Voter. Call him Mr. Voter.
That has never been done in the history of the National Football League. That's the type of season Lamar is putting up. On top of all the success that Derrick Henry's having, 1,900 rushing yards. This is his number still.
Yeah.
1,900 rushing yards for Derrick Henry, and this man is doing stuff that ain't been done in the history of the league. Of the greatest passers, the Tom Brady's, the Peyton Mannings, the Aaron Rodgers, ain't never did 40 and 4. 4,009 in the history. Lamar Jackson, it is going to be tough to take the MVP away from him. It's going to be tough to take the MVP away from Lamar Jackson, but he absolutely has done enough. Emmanuel Acho, in the history. Not the season, but the history of the National Football League, dog. I just want to let you know, like, you know, very, very clear, like, the history of the National, because I know Wednesday's the day, so I'm just letting you know the history of the National Football League. That's what Lamar Jackson's doing.
Yeah, there's no wrong answer, right? And I think they both have done enough to have a case to win an MVP.
Question.
I don't think neither of them has sealed this thing up, though. Like, Josh did enough to seal it up, and Lamar did enough to seal it up. I don't know. I think it's still wide open for only them two. But I will say this, though, man. These numbers Lamar got is phenomenal. He's 12-5, 5,100 yards total, 45 touchdowns. That is crazy, right? And then I look at Josh, right? He's got close numbers. He's 13-3 as the real starter. He's missed a game because his team had everything sealed up. They had another game. So he had one less game than Lamar, but he had 4,300 yards with 40 touchdowns. And that's really, really good.
No question.
And the thing about Josh's numbers, who you doing it with? Because you just talked about, y'all both talked about Lamar, how great he's doing. And at the end of y'all conversation, you know what y'all said? Y'all said Derrick Henry.
I said Derrick Henry.
1,900 yards.
Too.
If I'm playing a player and on defense and the running back has 1,900 yards, I got to account for that. And I got to count for Superman number 8. So it's hard to gauge that. But when I look at the Bills, who are you circling, though? Because James Cook's going to have some yards. He's going to make some plays, right?
He's not Derrick Henry.
Who else you looking at? Yeah. I watch real games where Josh does everything because guys can't get open. So I got to hold the ball and do extra things for you to do your job. And that accounts for me and that matters for me. And I would say if I had to pick today, because I always value who you do it with. I see a lot of, I won't even say names. I see a lot of running backs that play with great talent. I'm going to give you examples. Like Edgerrin James is really, really good running back to me. But when I look at him and his numbers, how he did things, and I look at a guy like Frank Gore and how he did it, that matters for me. Because who Frank doing it with was nobody's. Alex was your quarterback, et cetera. And I look at the Colts, I mean, you got an all-pro team if you look at it, right? And that matters for me. So I will go with Josh. But if Josh lost and Lamar won, I would celebrate the same way because Lamar is the MVP the way he's playing this year, too.
Yeah, and Josh has put up these numbers. I mean, I know, like, some people, and it's unfortunate, but some people are going to look at MVP and say, which stats are better? Obviously, Lamar's stats are better. Josh sat out 10 total quarters this year, too. So 2.5 games of stuff.
I didn't even think of that.
That they were blowing people out. And I know Lamar is close to that too. Yeah, but if Josh plays a whole nother game in those that's what I'm saying. It matters. So I don't think it's just this should not be a stat base. I think it should be what Shady was saying. It's like who's the more valuable person.
I think
right now it's both.
And not to hate
like hard.
And not to hate on your MVP.
It's still tough. It's still tough.
Your MVP homeboys, the homegirls, not hating on them, but they need to watch tape. Yeah. That's why we need to really slow this thing down and pick who are real MVP voters, right? Because if you look at the stats, it's going to tell you Lamar. Yeah. But if you're not watching the games, you won't even see Josh and him as equal. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
It's crazy you say that. Go ahead.
Well, I'm just so MVP.
Because last year, last year we didn't look at no stats last year when we get an MVP, all right?
Look at the wins, yep.
Look at the wins.
The stats were way
Come on, man.
Yeah.
5 p.m. Eastern Time, Wednesday, January 8th. Please do not submit your ballots before all regular season games have been played. We got until Wednesday. I put it out on social media to be a little more transparent. Saturday, I woke up, nothing to do. I think the games didn't start until 1:30 our time. That was the first game. So I started watching tape. I started with the Ravens and the Bills game. I think it was week 6. Head-to-head. If you just look at the statistics alone, it's not close. It's all Lamar. It's the tape that makes it close. Now, in that game, Lamar Jackson also outplayed Josh Allen. Now, it's not as statistically far off as the tape was. But Lamar made 3 plays that wowed me. Josh made 2 plays that wowed me. So it ain't like it's all that different. The hard part for me, and that's why I can't say that Lamar has done enough to win MVP, but I can't say Josh has either. Lamar did enough to make me pause and hesitate.
Yes.
So often I think voters, they get an answer in their head, and so they try to prove themselves right. And they just try to look at tape to prove themselves right. I made sure to pause this weekend and say, you know what, Acho? Come into it blindly. Like, don't look for Josh Allen to make plays and look for Lamar Jackson to get help, even though that's what you think is occurring. Look at it blindly. When you look at it blindly, you're like, yo, Lamar, even on tape, he cooking, man. He cooking. But also, though, when you look at it blindly, even when you look at the Ravens-Bills game, Derrick Henry, first play, 87 yards, to the crib, 7-0.
Yeah.
Then what happens when y'all watch tape is you don't see it on TV. You just see a flash of the scoreboard, and then you see the play. So you see 7-0. The next time the scoreboard flashes, you see like 10-0. Then the next time the scoreboard flashes, you see like 17-3. So you realize that the game was never even close.
Yeah.
I really don't know. I'm going to go back and I'm going to watch Lamar's 2 best games like they do in college, Lamar's 2 worst games. Josh's 2 best games, Josh's 2 worst games.
So you're not made up?
No. No. Lamar made me hesitant. Lamar completely.
I got a question for you. If somebody told you, hey, man, the running back had 1,900 yards, just off the rip in your head, what would you think the quarterback stats would be?
Probably had 3,000 passing.
You feel me? This man had a 19-yard rusher and still is doing this, man.
But if you run a ball that well, you should be able to throw the ball even easier.
It's something that has never been done in history.
Yeah.
We're not just talking about a regular throwing the ball. Like, good year, Lamar. You threw it well on the play action. History. The Peytons, the Aarons, it's never been done. That's different.
No, right.
You understand that's all I'm saying. It ain't just like, hey, man, some of these young quarterbacks got a good running back behind him. Play action pass will be open. He's doing something that has never been done.
You know, the dilemma for me is that Lamar did more with more. Yep. That's what makes it.
He did his job.
If Josh would have done more, that would have made it easy. right?
No
Josh
question.
did more than
Yeah,
Lamar and he had less.
Yeah.
It would have made it easy. But Lamar did more, but he had more. So it's like the person who starts on first base and makes it to home versus the person who starts at bat and makes it to third.
He's doing it way
Josh
less.
Allen has 5 or 6 straight seasons with 40-plus touchdowns.
That
He's
is-
been doing more.
that is
And no
facts.
one's ever done that before. We can talk about all this
What's
Lamar
that got to
Jackson
do with
stuff.
this year, though, Chase?
Because he's doing it with less, and he's got 2 less losses. That's why I'm going back and forth. Like, my question to you and to voters is, like, what kind of precedent would this set if we vote Josh Allen, even though Lamar has these crazy, amazing stats? Do you think it sets one? Do you think it's just a purely win stat? Do you because it's one of the closest votes in history. That's what I wrestle with. I'm like, how can you not give Lamar Jackson the MVP? You're like, oh, because Josh Allen.
Yeah.
If it
First
were
off, you can't
flipped,
be mad.
if Josh Allen had 2 MVPs previously and Lamar had none, this wouldn't even be a discussion. I think
So you
Lamar
think
would be
it's
winning it handed.
Voter fatigue.
I think that's
You
factors
saying
in.
Lamar with Josh's stats and Josh with Lamar's?
Think about it, Jay. Josh Allen already has no MVPs previously.
Yeah.
Lamar got 2. So I do think people want to give it to Josh, right? Like Lamar already got 2. If Josh had 2 and Lamar had none, plus Lamar had 45 touchdowns and 5K yards, people would, it's Lamar. It's Lamar.
But his stats are better than Josh, though.
And that's why I'm saying people would do
Saying if
what
Lamar
they
hasn't
want
had
to
an
do.
MVP.
You see what I'm saying?
What about the part where, when you look at both sides of the ball, Josh got 2 Pro Bowlers on the squad.
2.
The whole squad.
Left tackle and him.
The whole squad is 2 Pro Bowlers. Me and the left tackle, Deion Dawkins. And you got 9 for the Ravens.
That
So
matters.
true.
Like you
That's
tell
a
me that
good
don't
point.
matter?
That's a good point.
And listen, if Lamar win, he deserves it because Lamar is balling
I
out. He's
agree.
having one of the best seasons I've ever seen.
Yeah.
To your point,
But
Shady.
Josh,
Josh,
you
bro,
deserve
but
it.
real quick,
No
this,
question.
when I come into this game, I got me and my left tackle in a good.
That's it.
Yesterday, so all pro ballots are due today at 2 p.m.
Gotcha.
All pro ballots. Now I'm thinking about it. My all pro ballot I've already filled out. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 6 Ravens on my all pro ballot.
Come on, man.
And I got 2 Bills. 6 Ravens on my all pro ballot. And I got 2
That's
Bills
first
on my
and
all-pro
second
ballot.
team, he's saying.
First and second team.
Oh, okay.
First and second team.
All right.
And I got like 2 Bills on my all pro ballot.
And they might not even make the 2, might not even make it.
Correct. So, like,
Come on, bro.
so 2 shady, because Pro Bowl can be a popularity contest. But when you start thinking all pros, now you got to look and be like,
Bills
wait a
might
second.
have 1.
Marlon Humphrey got about 5, 6 picks on a year. Kyle Hamilton might be the best safety in football.
Kyle
Hamilton.
Roquan Smith is still a top 6 linebacker.
Yeah.
The right
6.
guard for the Ravens is nice.
Zeitler?
Yeah.
No,
The running back for the Ravens is obviously nice. The quarterback is nice.
Yeah.
The receiver, Zay Flowers, is having a night. Like, then you look at the Bills and it's like,
Oh, man.
Deion.
you look at Josh.
Josh.
And do it together.
Yeah.
It's funny, Josh said, he was on our show with the facility. He said, we have a bunch now, this is when Stephon Diggs left.
Yeah.
And I don't forget who asked him a question about the offense. He said, man, don't get it confused. We have a room of guys who, at any given game, it could be his day.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like, I didn't been on a team like that.
Yeah.
I've been on a team where, we paying a lot of money to these guys to make plays, so, every day is your day. Yeah. When we go to the Ravens, Zay Flowers, it's got to be your day. You already know what's going on, Derrick Henry. It's your day. Lamar, every day is your day.
Yeah.
Imagine being with the Bills. Hey, I don't know who's going to be this week, man, but whoever's, what?
Yeah.
And y'all telling me this is an argument?
Yeah.
Listen, Lamar Jackson, stat-wise, has done enough to be the MVP for sure. Josh Allen, the things he's done with the guys he has in that locker room.
Yeah. The only tough thing, though, is when you do eliminate the stats. I'm cool. Eliminate the stats.
Mm-hmm.
When you do turn the tape on, you see Superman is Superman.
Yeah.
Now, if it was Jared Goff had these numbers and he doesn't look like Superman like Lamar, because Lamar running and making people miss and spinning and stepping back, and it's like, I'm not even trying, make it, and so is Josh, it's different. So we could be looking like, oh, Josh Allen's the MVP. He looked way different than Jared Goff. When you turn the tape on without stats and you watch it on silent,
Yeah.
these boys look like Superman.
can take over
And
games.
then when you add the stats in, that's what I say. It's coming down to the last hour. You put your vote in at what? You say 4:59, put your vote in. You know.
That voting.
What up, YouTube family? Welcome to the facility. Thanks for watching, and you better be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to get more highlights from the show and all of our exclusive content.